Android tablets. These two words are rarely heard, and that is why when Huawei released the Huawei MatePad Pro, I was interested to take a look, because in terms of Android tablets, they are quite rare nowadays, and most of it is because Google kinda gave up on the whole idea itself. But the MatePad Pro is certainly an interesting one, so let's take a look at it with the full accessories that we have here. So I've been using the Huawei MatePad Pro for about 2 weeks right now with all of its accessories in place. So the tablet itself, let's talk about it first, because this tablet is using a 10.8-inch IPS LCD screen, and overall the screen is looking very nice with its 2560 by 1600 pixels in resolution. And yes, that is a 16 by 10 aspect ratio, and that extra vertical height is very useful in terms of productivity, because that little bit of extra space means I can see more things. And this 10.8-inch screen also produces really nice colors and with good brightness overall, and I can enjoy a lot of videos and also web browsing on this tablet without any issues. And for those who wanna watch videos on a tablet, do take note that this tablet itself, the Huawei MatePad Pro, has a total of 4 speakers. So you have 2 speakers on each side right here, and the overall audio experience on this thing is really loud, and the sound quality is surprisingly good as well. And by the way, when you get this tablet, do remember to update it to EMUI 10.1, because with EMUI 10.1, we finally get the Widevine DRM, which means we can install Netflix and start watching shows via Netflix as well. But because of the screen's really small bezels around the 4 sides, it is kind of impossible to hold the tablet itself without touching the screen. So that is why we recommend you to pick up the Huawei Smart Magnetic Keyboard. Yes, it is quite a lengthy name and good in quality. So the whole thing snaps in via magnet. So what we can do here is just snap it like this, and then the bottom half actually opens like this, but you can also snap it in and close it up like this. It has smart detection when you open the tablet cover itself, and this case also has 2 channels here, so you can choose what angle you want to use the tablet with. So for example, I choose the higher angle, so I choose the outer channel, and that's it. And one thing I realized about the Smart Magnetic Keyboard is actually how it is powered up. So remember when we said the whole thing snaps into place via magnets? Well, it's actually powered via wireless charger, and the whole coil is actually located at the bottom of the tablet, and when it snaps in, that's how the keyboard gets its power from. And to go off on a tangent, if you want to use wireless charging to charge this tablet, you can, because when you close the tablet itself, this part can still be used. Alright, so now back to the Smart Magnetic Keyboard itself. When it snaps in, I do kinda like how the whole keyboard layout feels and looks, because it is very reminiscent of those kind of 14-inch laptops, but of course all the keys are smaller in size, but the layout is pretty much standard. And overall, the typing quality of it is really nice. I do prefer typing on this thing rather than the MacBook Pro, whatever, using the butterfly switches. And this entire script is actually typed using the Huawei MatePad Pro using the Smart Magnetic Keyboard case, which is, well, no complaints from me. And the last accessory, but certainly not the least to complement the entire professional tablet kind of experience, is the Huawei M Pencil. I'm not too sure what's the M doing there, but either way, this pencil is an active stylus that snaps into place at the top of the tablet, and it automatically charges and pairs when you snap it on. So this Huawei M Pencil has 4096 pressure levels. As you can see here, it is using this very hard plastic tip, which does have a pretty stiff spring inside, as you can see in this B-roll right here. And overall, I would say this pen is quite nice of a grip, and during the whole MCU season, my brother actually took this tablet and started drawing on it, and these are the results that came from this tablet itself. And if the M Pencil's tip got worn out, then you can actually get the replacement tip from the box itself, because Huawei included one, and it is a matter of just unscrewing the old one and screwing in a new tip. So my entire user experience with the Huawei MatePad Pro is actually an interesting one, because what I usually do with this kind of device is actually to use it as a laptop, because I have a keyboard right here and also a big screen that is much bigger than a smartphone anyway. So Most of what I do online is mostly web-based. I do use a lot of Photoshop, but there are a lot of online versions of Photoshop that does and feels a lot like the real Photoshop, but of course without the fancy features. It still does what I need it to do, so I'm perfectly fine with that. But because of how Android OS works, there are still some of the things that I need to readjust my workflow to adapt to this new environment. So since it does not have the Google Play Store, I still need to get some of my apps elsewhere. Enter APK Mirror, Aptoide, and also whatever else, those third-party app markets. I downloaded Spotify, that is the most important one to me, and I just paired my Facebook account to that, and I can start listening to music on this tablet through my Spotify account and do everything I do via the web like a laptop. There are some things that cannot be done via the web browser, like watching Netflix videos, so that is why we downloaded the Netflix APK through a third-party app store. And with that in mind, we can actually watch Netflix now with the dedicated Netflix app. And we can also download shows offline to watch when we are disconnected from the internet. And speaking of the browser itself, Huawei, please implement keyboard shortcuts, because I am way too used to using keyboard shortcuts to quickly navigate around the browser like what I've been doing on this desktop right here, and also the multitude of laptops that we reviewed. For example, Ctrl T to open a new tab, Ctrl Tab to cycle through my tabs in a forward order, and Ctrl Shift Tab to cycle through the tabs in the reverse order. These are very common keyboard shortcuts among all of the browsers that I've used, but for some reason, the Huawei browser does not have these kind of shortcuts. And speaking of keyboard shortcuts, Huawei actually implemented a few of their own, which is also replicating how Windows works. So as you can see here, this keyboard, in place of the Windows key, you have this kind of magnifying glass icon, which you can press that button and press D to go home, or hold that button and press backspace to go back, like the Android back button. These are a few keyboard shortcuts that I'm very grateful that Huawei included into this whole ecosystem, but they do need a bit more explanation, or perhaps a tooltip or a help menu to tell you how to use those keyboard shortcuts. So with all of those in mind, I can actually quickly adapt to using this Huawei MatePad Pro as my laptop replacement, and so far it has been going okay, it's been smooth. There are a bit of minor adjustments here and there, but once I got over those, then I don't really see a difference between using this and my MacBook Air 2013 that has been sitting there collecting dust for months. Yeah, that's a separate topic for another day anyway. So this tablet, it comes with a 7250 mAh battery, which for my use case, kind of intense use case, a lot of heavy web browsing with Spotify running in the background most of the time and Bluetooth turned on to connect to my earbuds, I can get about 2 days, 2 afternoons. Yeah, 2 afternoons of work time, which is a lot. And for the charging speed, the Huawei MatePad Pro does come with a 20-watt charger, and it charges from 15 to 100% within 2 hours. And I think that's just great. I do think that the Huawei MatePad Pro is a good tablet, but of course it is not for everyone, especially if you don't need all those kind of professional tools, especially desktop mode. And yeah, desktop mode is something that converts from a standard Android UI like this into a more traditional Windows or Mac OS like desktop. And all of the apps open as little windows instead of full screen apps. So if you are more into that kind of user experience, then you can switch into desktop mode as well. So for the price of $2,399, I do think that the Huawei MatePad Pro is an interesting one. I do wish that this thing came to me earlier, because for me, during my days as a university student, I would really like to have this kind of setup. It's portable, it's easy to use, and I can use the M Pencil to start drawing diagrams, equations and whatnot, because engineering student. And this tablet is great for those who just want something simple, something portable, but don't really want a laptop. So yeah, I would say for a really basic laptop replacement, this is a really good tablet. And that is all we have to say about the Huawei MatePad Pro. If you do have any questions, do leave them down in the comment section below, because this video is kind of separated in 3 parts, where we talk about the tablet, the keyboard and then the pen itself, and then we just gel it out all together into just one video. So anyway, If you have any questions, do leave them down in the comment section below. We'll try to answer them whenever we can, and we will see you in the next video. And hopefully we will no longer be filming in this room because CMCO is now in effect. And I'll see you in the next video.